So, you've got yourself a new Hercules. Welcome to the Winners Club. This might be my shortest video ever. You take Hercules, put all the other characters over here, put them on in any team. Done. Best mythical teams in the game. And until next time, stay cozy. Hello and welcome back, Cozy Club. We are going to be starting a brand new series, a team overview series. It's something I've been wanting to do for a very long time. We're going to be going faction by faction, looking at the very best teams that you can make in each faction using primarily, not only, but primarily the characters within that faction. And I thought with Hercules, with all of you guys just unlocking him, it would be perfect to start with the Mythical Faction. So in today's video, we're going to go ahead, we're going to check out the Mythical Faction. We're going to look at each and every character and kind of talk about the cornerstone characters of the faction, the abilities that you're going to really want to make sure that you've got up. And then we're going to look at a couple of teams and bring them into battle live. My friends, we've been wanting to do some team guides here for quite a long time. I was going to do an ultimate team guide video, but in a quick nutshell, essentially, yes, we're going to go through faction by faction and use primarily just those characters, guys. So let's go ahead. Let's jump into the Mythical Faction and start today's video. All right, Cozy Club. Well, first of all, if you are new here, I want to let you guys know that we've got a lot of videos on the Mythical Faction. We did a complete in-depth guide to Pain and Panic. You can find that right here. We did an entire guide to Hercules and the Barley Bomb team. I still think that's one of the best. We're not going to mention it today, but the Hercules Barley Bomb is still one of the best Hercules teams that you can run in live PvP that can punch up against pretty much everything. All right, let's go ahead and start with the Mythical Faction. That's where it's going to make the most sense for you guys to understand these characters. Instead of just going right into the teams, I want to make sure that you guys know exactly how the faction works. So right here, we've got all of the Mythical Faction ready to go, and I want to highlight a few key characters and a few key abilities. Now, remember, we're going to be using about 3 to 4 main members of the Mythical Faction or a full team for these best mythical teams for them to count. Yes, you could use Hero Hamada. Yes, you can use Baymax. That's going to be for the tech video. That's not for the best mythicals. We're going to start off with the leader of the faction, and there's only one option at the moment. Now, we might get Zeus. Zeus might come with a leadership ability. He might make Hercules a lot better. We don't know, but at the moment, we've got ourselves Miguel, and he's going to be a phenomenal character who's A+ in the last tier list and is able to lead the mythicals very well. Now, first of all, starting off with Miguel's lead, he's going to have a speed leadership. He's going to make the mythicals a little bit different than any other faction because as the battle goes on, Miguel is going to have the team get faster and faster. And on top of all of that, even if you kill different characters like Hercules or Pegasus, he's also going to have a chance on defeat. He's going to have a 15% chance to revive that character with 30% health. So in a nutshell, they get the speed, they get a little bit of survivability, and Miguel is a great character because you don't have to invest a lot into him. Now, first of all, he's got a great kit that's all about kind of avoiding enemy attacks and making sure that really he's not a main focus of the enemy team. First of all, he gets stealth all the time. He's able to revive those members. He's got 2 different abilities, one of which gives great speed to his allies. The other one is a very clutch cleanse. That's going to be important in the metas that we're in today. There's a lot of villains, a lot of control, a lot of polymorphs out there, and Miguel's able to restore your heroes and get them right back on the battlefield. And then once you've used both specials, you've got his great leadership, you've got a basic that purges those taunts, purges some nice helpful effects. Miguel is the perfect lead to bring into battle for your mythical team. So a quick note, don't rely on that revive that Miguel has in his leadership all of the time. It is there and it's nice when it happens, but you're not going to really see it a lot. So now that we've gone over the leader of Miguel of the Mythical Faction, let's go ahead and look at the team as a whole. We've got 2 teams for you guys today to make up the best mythical teams in the game right now. And then at the very end, we're going to go through some of the mythical heroes and I'll tell you the best teams that they currently fit on. But these are going to be the teams that you can go right into PvP and absolutely dominate, especially early on in the arena, but even all the way up to Grand Champion. these teams hold up really, really well because A, they survive the speed meta really well. They've got great cleansing, and then they've got some damage to boot. So if you've got a new Hercules, a lot of these teams are about keeping Herc alive. But the nice thing about this team that we've got, our first team on the list here, is that you don't solely have to rely on Hercules. Now, first of all, you've got Miguel here in the leader spot. You want to make sure that he's adjacent so that he can do his spells correctly by giving out haste and cleansing. I like him next to Herc here, and Herc actually can get stealth from him with his great 0 to hero. He can take a buff from his allies. But with this team, Cozy Club, you got yourself Miguel as the leader. You've got Hercules as the big guns, Hades as the big guns number 2, Pain and Panic for the stasis and the support, and then you've got this last fill spot. Now, who do you put in this last fill spot? There's a lot of different characters that you can place here. A lot of people, obviously those at the end game, are going to place Ursula, as she's a great plug-and-play character and kind of fits in perfectly here. First of all, you've got her eels that if they die, you're going to go ahead and trigger Pain and Panic, and Hades, Pain and Panic, and Hercules are moving at lightning speeds thanks to Miguel's leadership, and the whole team just kind of gels together. Currently, this is probably my favorite Miguel leadership team to run within a live PvP, but there are some other options. This last spot can be a multitude of characters. I know Quasimodo just came out, but Quasi fits this spot well with his protection, with his flipping of buffs. You can put Beast here. You can just mainly want to make sure that you've got a character that's going to give you some extreme value. You can have Dr. F to put taunts on Hercules. There's a lot of different characters in that fill spot. So this is pretty much the core makeup of the team. In these team guide overviews, I'm always going to give you guys a little bit of a flex spot here, because one thing that I just love about DSA is there's a lot of just characters that you can plug and play depending on your play style. If you want an extra cleanser, if you want to be a little bit more protected, if you want to soup up both Hades or if you want to soup up Hercules, you can go ahead and get someone like Cobra Bubbles to get them going. Have Mickey Mouse out there for the Mickey Bomb just in case they kill that. There's a lot of different compositions that you can make out of the Mythical Faction. Altogether, I just love that flex spot, giving you guys a little bit of a dealer's choice, if you will. So, Cozy Club, in just a minute, that's going to be the team that we bring into battle. But I want to show you guys one more team that does really well. It's very annoying for enemies to fight this team, and you're pretty much given ultimate survivability. Now, with Hercules, especially when you're going up against other Hercules, it's all about whose Hercules is going to go ahead and survive the battle longer. It's kind of trying to keep y'all both alive, and then you're trying to A, get your heroism stacked up to get empowered Super Saiyan mode and then demolish the enemy before they can do the same to you. So with this next team, what I like about it is you're almost always guaranteed to outlast the enemy. This team's going to be all about Hercules and putting all of the guns into this guy. Now, there are some cons, and really the main con of this team is if they do manage to take out your freaking god Hercules here, you're pretty much screwed at that point. But we're going to make you a team that's going to make that very difficult for the enemy to do. Now, we've got ourselves Pegasus, Miguel for the leadership, Meg, which is going to help boost Hercules up a ton, and then we've got ourselves a flex spot. Now, the reason this team works so well together is we're going to put Grandma Tala and Golden Hammer into this team, and then for this flex spot, there's a bunch of different characters that you can do to kind of soup up Herc, but probably the safest option is going to be Baymax. Again, most of these teams, like the last one had Ursula, this one has Baymax. They're primarily mythical characters, but this team altogether is all about souping up your Hercules. Now, first of all, he's going to be fast as hell with Miguel under the leadership. You're going to have Meg here, able to call Herc to assist, give him turn meter with her first special. You're going to have harmful immunity for the enemy Herc, so you can take care of enemy Hercules teams pretty easily. All right, remember when I was telling you guys it's a pain in the butt for the enemy to kill this team? Well, let me break that down a little bit. First of all, you've got yourself the pre-taunt with Baymax. If Baymax is able to get patient on Hercules, it's going to make him even harder to take down. And on top of all of that, Cozy Club, you're going to have Meg that's going to gain kind of a quick little protect taunt whenever Hercules gets below 60%. So if they try to nuke him, good luck. Meg is going to take and distract the enemy from that. And now, in addition, you're going to have Pegasus here. He's going to continue to mitigate damage, about a 40% chance to mitigate 50% damage. He's going to continue to heal up Hercules, lower those cooldowns, put the blinds out. Pegasus is perfect to distract the enemy from your Hercules, to allow him to build up as quick as possible. Now, Now, yes, Hercules does give Protect to himself, but if they hit that, it's going to go ahead and feed that heroism. It's going to go ahead and feed that turn meter to charge him up that much quicker. Now, if they somehow get through Meg, they get through Pegasus, you've got yourself Golden Hammer and Grandma Tala to heal up your Hercules, to bring him back up. You've got Baymax with the invincibility if he dies. And then on top of everything, you've got Miguel in his revival leadership. This team is just a headache to go against. Now, for this video, we're not going to do a playtest with this team, but essentially it's all about keeping Hercules alive. But what I do want to get back to is the team we just looked at, that sexy offense team with Hades, Pap, Hercules, +1. Let's go ahead and dive in and do a little bit of a live PvP battle. All right. So here's a perfect opponent. We're going to go on in. He's got the ultimate meta team at the moment. This is considered one of the best teams in the game right now. Hero Hamada, Baymax, Beast. You've got Ursula and Hercules. So we're going to go ahead and go against a team that's very strong, and it's all going to kind of start with both Miguel and Ursula. Now, first of all, if they're using hero and you're not, your Ursula's going to go first out of that stolen speed meter. So let's go ahead. We're going to take that taunt. We're going to put Baymax in a nice little sea pulp and put Polymorph on the big Bay. After that, really easy, guys. You want to make sure you use this first special to spread haste and turn meter to both Pain and Panic and Hercules. Now, Pain and Panic, they're going to want it because you're going to have Stasis to shut down the biggest threat on the team, which in this case is going to be Hercules. And then, of course, you want your Hercules as fast as possible. So right now, we've got this guy deciding what he's going to do with Beast here. And per usual, he's going to focus most of his energy on Hercules. But as we've stated before, and as you guys have seen in the video, Hades is more than ample to put some big damage down himself. So we should be able to handle this team not too bad at all. You want to make sure you go ahead and hang on to the stasis that you got on Pain and Panic for either Beast, Mickey Mouse, or obviously Hercules to give yourself the best chance of victory. All right, we're kind of waiting. They're going through all of the motions right now. We've got a silence on Pain and Panic. Really good RNG for him. So if we can win in this battle, we can pretty much win in any battle. So right now, Pain and Panic, they're under Polymorph. Not a great start. Our Miguel could cleanse it, but he's not going to be up for a while. So we're kind of stuck right now. And really, the best play here is let's get that taunt out for Hercules, have him suck up some damage, and start going after their own Herc to give us a little bit of an advantage. And Pain and Panic, they'll get their turn. They're not going to die because of the great survivability that they have. With the eels, as always, you want to go after someone with a buff on them to give your Ursula a little bit more turn meter. And now it's just a game of picking them off one by one. So no shields up around the field, so we don't need to do Hades' first or second special. We can go ahead and combust, or first special. We want to make sure we can bust, and we don't have an enraged Ursula right now. So there's a bunch of different options we could do. Usually, I like to save on to this first spec with Ursula until she's empowered. But let's go ahead. We're going to slam it on the enemy Ursula, and we've got Combust here. Now, we are empowered, so Combust can miss. And it's probably the best move on the board for now. So we're going to go ahead. Let's get Combust out there. We got a little bit of damage. We managed to kill really nobody with that. But we got some nice damage on the field. And now we're going to kind of let them run their team and run their course. So here we go. We've got Hercules doing the big punches here. Really, again, this is about as bad as it gets. We're fully blinded. We've got debuffs across the field. Pain and Panic. They didn't get to use their opening stasis because of the RNG silence at the very beginning. But now with Miguel, we're able to heal up everybody, cleanse that blind from everybody, and get kind of everything reset back to normal. But the only difference is, Cozy Club, we've got 3 stacks of heroism. They've got 0, which is going to give us a big advantage in the long run. So again, this battle, it takes a little bit of time. We're going to go ahead. Let's fast forward through this part and we'll pick up. You guys can watch it and we'll pick up once it gets back to our turn. Just let me fall to my... And look at there. All of what he was doing was great. He got what? What was that? There was like 30 turns in a row, but we're still able to get the advantage because we had all that heroism to begin with. So now our Herc is empowered, ready to go. Unfortunately there, it doesn't get much worse yet again because we did clear those evades, but we wasted that crit chance up. But we're still able to do a big pack of punch here, guys. Able to really just demolish the team from here. No crits. That would have been an AoE stun to wipe them. This, again, it's about as bad as it could go for a battle. But we took down the Herc. We've got ourselves really rolling now. We've got an invincibility Herc. We still have stasis. We're sitting pretty, guys. We are sitting pretty. So let's go ahead. We're going to use the eels to take those buffs yet again. We've got Miguel here, who's kind of used all of his abilities. And once he's used those abilities, he's mainly done with his job on the battlefield. We're going to go and we can target now Ursula, take her down, make sure that she's not going to get another turn. 18k from our Ursula, not bad either. And now we just whittle them down, like I said, one by one. And there it is. There's the forfeit. So the reason I like this team again is there's a lot for them to focus on the battlefield. Shout out, I gotta love it. I had a glitch happen and it bumped me down 2,000 points. So on Twitch, we're gonna have to make the climb back up to Grand Champion using a bunch of different teams. If you want to join us on Twitch, it's gonna be down in the description below. But hopefully you guys kind of saw a little bit of how I walked you through that battle, where you want to use what specials. You want to make sure the key things is hang on to stasis, use Hades appropriately if there's shields on the field to clear evades. You've got Hercules for that taunt. And then the rest is just going to happen. And so there you have it. That team right there is going to be more than enough to get you to Grand Champion. Of course, you might lose with some bad RNG, but as you saw there, that wasn't even a perfect battle. And we've got really bad RNG, and we're able to come back on top. So Cozy Club, before we end today's video, one more thing I want to go ahead and show you guys is the rest of the Mythical Faction. Like I promised, again, a lot of these other characters, they're going to be used for a villains team guide, which if you guys want to see a villains team guide just like this, let's get this video to 300 likes. Comment down below who your favorite mythical character is. But to look at the last ones here, Madam Mim, excellent mythical, who's going to be a safe investment over time. She's great with her specs. She's going to fit in perfectly with a villains team. Oggie Boogie does pretty well. He's a little bit on the slow side and doesn't offer enough on the battlefields typically. Merlin, you guys know, is great for raids. These two guys, amazing for the raids. And then outside of that, that's pretty much your main mythical faction. Now, Phil is the last piece we're going to touch on. Very interesting character altogether. Helps Hercules a lot, and you can plug him into that kind of survive tank team that we showed you earlier. And I think the best days are ahead for Phil once Zeus comes out, because I think that there's a little bit of synergy that we haven't seen yet. So Cozy Club, if you enjoyed today's first team video and the best two mythical teams that I could show you guys, hopefully you guys want to see more gameplay. Again, if you want to check it out, come on over to the Twitch. I stream every single Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And hopefully you guys like the new team series. My friends, have a great rest of your day. And until next time, stay cozy.